The year was 1976. It was a time of great change and innovation, a period when the seeds of a technological revolution were being sown. The place, a humble garage in Los Altos, California. This unassuming location would soon become the birthplace of a groundbreaking enterprise. It was here, amidst the clutter of tools and electronics, that two young visionaries, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, embarked on a journey that would revolutionize the world of technology and change the way we live, work, and connect. Their partnership was a perfect blend of ambition and technical prowess. This was the birth of Apple Computer Company, a company that would rise from these modest beginnings to become one of the most valuable and influential corporations in history. The early days were filled with challenges, but also with an unyielding spirit of innovation. Jobs, a charismatic and ambitious college dropout, and Wozniak, a brilliant engineer, shared a passion for electronics and a belief in the transformative power of personal computing. Their complementary skills and shared vision were the driving forces behind their early success. At a time when computers were bulky, expensive machines relegated to research labs and universities, they dared to imagine a world where computers were accessible to everyone, empowering individuals with unprecedented creative and intellectual potential. This vision was radical and ahead of its time. Their first creation, the Apple I, was a testament to their vision. It was a simple yet powerful device that laid the foundation for the personal computing revolution. Hand-built by Wozniak in that very garage, the Apple I was a bare-bones circuit board, a far cry from the sleek, integrated devices we know today. Yet, it was a marvel of engineering and ingenuity. Yet, it was a powerful symbol of the burgeoning personal computer revolution, a beacon that attracted early adopters and ignited the imaginations of a generation of tech enthusiasts. The Apple I was more than just a product. It was a statement of what was possible. Fueled by the success of the Apple I and the unwavering belief in their vision, Jobs and Wozniak secured funding and incorporated Apple Computer Company on April 1, 1976, forever etching their names into the annals of technological history. This was just the beginning of their incredible journey. Little did they know that their humble garage startup would one day transform the world, ushering in an era of unprecedented technological innovation and connectivity. Their legacy continues to inspire and shape the future of technology. The Apple II, launched in 1977, was a watershed moment, not just for Apple, but for the entire personal computer industry. It marked the beginning of a new era where computing power was no longer confined to large corporations or academic institutions. Instead, it was now accessible to the average person, right in their own home. The Apple II was more than just a computer. It was a beautifully designed, user-friendly appliance that brought computing into the homes and offices of everyday people. Its intuitive interface and approachable design made it possible for anyone, regardless of technical expertise, to harness the power of computing. With its sleek, molded plastic case, integrated keyboard, and color graphics, the Apple II was a far cry from the intimidating utilitarian machines of the past. It was designed with the user in mind, making it not only functional, but also aesthetically pleasing. Wozniak's technical brilliance was on full display in the Apple II's innovative design. His vision and ingenuity were instrumental in creating a machine that was both powerful and accessible, setting a new standard for personal computing. It was one of the first mass-produced personal computers to feature a color display, a game-changer that opened up a world of possibilities for education, entertainment, and business applications. This feature alone set it apart from its competitors and made it a highly sought-after device. The Apple II's open architecture allowed for expansion and customization, making it a favorite among hobbyists, developers, and entrepreneurs. This flexibility meant that users could tailor the machine to their specific needs, whether for programming, gaming, or running a business. The impact of the Apple II on society was profound. It wasn't just a tool, it was a catalyst for change, influencing how people worked, learned, and played. It democratized access to computing, empowering individuals with new tools for creativity, communication, and problem solving. For the first time, people could use a computer to write, draw, calculate, and connect with others, all from the comfort of their own home. Schools embraced the Apple II, introducing a generation of students to the power of computers. It became a staple in classrooms, providing students with hands-on experience and preparing them for a future where digital literacy would be essential. Businesses large and small adopted the Apple II, boosting productivity and streamlining operations. It was used for everything from accounting to inventory management, revolutionizing the way companies operated. The success of the Apple II catapulted Apple to the forefront of the burgeoning personal computer revolution. Its popularity and sales figures were unprecedented, solidifying Apple's place in the market. It solidified their reputation as innovators and cemented their status as a major player in the tech industry. The Apple II was not just a product, it was a statement of what was possible when vision and technology came together. Apple had come a long way from that humble garage in Los Altos, but their journey was far from over. The success of the Apple II was just the beginning, paving the way for future innovations that would continue to shape the world of technology. The 1980s were a turbulent period for Apple, marked by both triumphs and setbacks. This decade saw the company experiencing rapid growth, innovation, and intense competition, all of which would shape its future. The company went public in December 1980 with a record-breaking IPO, making Jobs and Wozniak instant millionaires and solidifying Apple's status as a major force in the tech world. This public offering was a significant milestone not just for Apple, but for the entire tech industry, signaling the rise of personal computing. The Apple II continued to dominate the educational and home computer markets, but the competitive landscape was shifting rapidly. Schools and households across the country were adopting the Apple II, making it a staple in many environments. However, the tech world was evolving, and new players were entering the scene. IBM's entry into the personal computer market in 1981, with its IBM PC and the open-source MS-DOS operating system, presented a formidable challenge to Apple's dominance. The IBM PC quickly gained traction, appealing to business users and tech enthusiasts alike. IBM's strategy of licensing its PC design and operating system to third-party manufacturers led to a proliferation of IBM-compatible computers, quickly eroding Apple's market share. This move created a vast ecosystem of compatible devices, making it harder for Apple to compete. Jobs, ever the visionary, recognized the need for a revolutionary new product to maintain Apple's edge. He believed that innovation was the key to staying ahead in the rapidly changing tech landscape. He poured his energy into the development of the Macintosh, a groundbreaking computer that would embody his vision of a user-friendly, graphically oriented computing experience. The Macintosh was designed to be intuitive and accessible, breaking away from the complex interfaces of the time. The Macintosh, launched in 1984, was a technological marvel, featuring a graphical user interface, a mouse, and a suite of innovative software applications. It was a bold step forward, showcasing Apple's commitment to pushing the boundaries of what was possible. However, the Macintosh's high price tag and limited software library hampered its initial success. Despite its advanced features, it struggled to gain a foothold in a market dominated by more affordable and versatile options. Internal tensions mounted as Jobs' demanding management style and uncompromising vision clashed with the more pragmatic approach of Apple's CEO, John Sculley. The two had differing views on the direction of the company, leading to a power struggle. In a dramatic turn of events, Jobs was ousted from the company he had founded in 1985. This marked a significant turning point for Apple, as it navigated the challenges of the tech industry without its visionary leader. Section 4. The Wilderness Years. Apple's Struggle for Relevance. The departure of Steve Jobs left a void at Apple that would prove difficult to fill. The 1990s were a challenging period for the company, marked by declining market share, internal strife, and a perceived lack of innovation. While the Macintosh maintained a loyal following among creative professionals, the relentless advance of IBM-compatible PCs, powered by Microsoft's Windows operating system, continued to erode Apple's market share. Apple's attempts to regain its footing in the 1990s were met with mixed results. A series of new product launches, including the Newton MessagePad PDA and the Power Macintosh line, failed to capture the imagination of consumers in the way that the Apple II and Macintosh had. The company seemed to have lost its way, adrift in a sea of beige boxes and increasingly irrelevant in a rapidly evolving technological landscape. By the mid-1990s, Apple was on the brink of collapse, its future uncertain. The company had lost its way, its product line fragmented and its once clear vision blurred. It was a far cry from the heady days of the early 1980s, when Apple had been at the forefront of the personal computer revolution. Something had to change. Apple needed a miracle. Section 5. The Second Coming. Steve Jobs returns to Apple. In a dramatic turn of events that would forever alter the course of Apple's history, Steve Jobs returned to the company he had co-founded in 1997. Apple, on the verge of bankruptcy, acquired Next, the computer company Jobs had founded after his ousting from Apple. Jobs, initially brought back as an advisor, quickly assumed the role of CEO, bringing with him his visionary leadership, unwavering belief in Apple's potential, and a renewed focus on innovation. Jobs' return to Apple was met with a mixture of hope and skepticism. Could he, the prodigal son, save the company he had built and subsequently been forced out of? Could he restore Apple to its former glory and lead it back to the forefront of the tech industry? The answer, as history would soon reveal, was a resounding yes. Jobs' first order of business was to simplify Apple's product line, which had become bloated and confusing during his absence. He famously drew a simple grid on a whiteboard, with consumer and pro on one axis, and desktop and portable on the other. This became the blueprint for Apple's product strategy, a clear and focused vision that would guide the company's development efforts for years to come.